So you want to be a better Guardian, huh? Well, that means you want the thankless task of saving all of your teammates and watching them run around in glee after getting a pentakill while stepping over your muddied face. And in a way, being a better Guardian is like accepting the fact that sometimes you need to put your face in the mud to allow someone to step on it and grab an apple from the top of the tree. Okay, so bad news out of the way, because Guardians sometimes will not be recognized for the immense effort and effect they have on a game, which is just the truth. They are probably the most thankless role in the entire game, especially in solo queues and casual play. But the truth is, a really good Guardian can change the dynamic of a team and a game like this. And that's why I'm making this video, to support you guys who want to be better Guardian players in learning 5 simple ways you can improve your game just by watching this video. And here's my suggestion: even if you think you know everything there is to know about being a good Guardian or support, just watch the video, because you may find yourself coming back upon some ideas that, yes, you knew, but were helpful to be refreshed in your mind. And also, just because I have some cool ass gameplay in here. You know, I'm kind of like a Mastery 10 Emir already though. Like, I'm Diamond. You know what I mean? I have the Diamond skin. Oh, you're Diamond. Oh, so you're arguing about whether this video is valid because you're a Diamond man. Get your ass in the corner. And shush. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm making videos over here, man. How do you think I pay my Netflix bill? That $7.99 don't just fall from the sky. But all joking aside, guys, let's get into the ways you could be a better player. And that starts with my number 1 way, which is to start developing the Guardian's mentality. Now, I could see how this might be a difficult thing for someone who's a hunter, a mage, or an assassin main to switch over to a Guardian and do well, because their whole idea is to get kills. Their characters are used to carrying a team, whereas a Guardian is all about supporting other players in doing that job. The key to understanding the Guardian's mentality is this: when you are playing as a hunter or an assassin, you're oftentimes thinking about, what can I do to get this kill? What can I do to make it out alive? As a Guardian, your awareness needs to be expanded to your entire team. It's, how am I supporting everyone to the best of my ability? How am I supporting this team fight, this engagement, and this game so everyone is becoming better as a result of me? That may be sacrificing yourself on the front line so that the rest of your teammates can retreat to safety and you don't have a deicide. It could look many different ways, but oftentimes this is the most difficult transition for people who play other roles and then decide to play a Guardian one match. It's doing the things that aren't that fun. It's taking the hit. It's being that guy at the end of dinner who's stuck with the bill after everyone's left and paid cash and, hey, covered their own, when you have $40 unaccounted for and you ordered a soda. But by taking this role on, you take on a lot of responsibility. If you don't pay that bill, people have to come back and wash dishes, right? Isn't that what they do if you don't pay the bill? I've seen that in movies before. Whether it's tanking a Phoenix so you can get fire mains in your lane, sacrificing yourself for a teammate, or buying an item to support the team dynamic even though it's not in your current or favorite build, those are the types of things that represent having the Guardian mentality. Now, the second way to be a better Guardian player in SMITE is to adjust your value system. Now, for those who main hunters or mages or assassins, you guys are often looking at your kills and deaths, seeing if I had a lot of kills and low deaths, I played a great game, or if I had a lot of deaths and not a lot of kills, I sucked. If you get some assists, great, but that's not exactly what you're focusing on. However, as a Guardian, this is a very big aspect of your performance. How many assists you got does really determine and kind of showcase a lot of the impact you had on the match. So a lot of it is just adjusting your value system from that which focuses on kills to that which really starts to appreciate assists more, and also kill involvement. And by kill involvement, I mean how many kills out of your total amount of kills were you involved in. So if you had 33 total kills as a team and you have 3 kills and 27 assists, that would mean that you were involved in 30 out of the 33 kills your team had, which is a fantastic number. I call this idea get fine with the stat line, because as a Guardian, you can have more deaths than kills and be okay with that. Really, the idea is if you're having a ton of assists and still some more deaths than you did kill people, it's okay, because most of your deaths are coming from team fights or from helping another player to get a kill. I remember when I was playing as, I think, Emir one time, I was getting killed right and left, but every time I got killed, my hunter was getting the return kills. I think almost 2 to 1. 1. By the end of the game, he was 12-0, and we easily beat the other team, even though I felt like I was dying quite a bit. Sometimes you are the impetus, you're the catalyst for someone on your team to help make the difference in winning the game, and as a Guardian, that means you've done your job. The last aspect about adjusting your value system I want to mention is just learning to give yourself more internal gratification for a job well done, rather than looking for the external praise that comes from looking at the stats at the end of the game and seeing how many kills somebody got or how much damage they did. And I've also found that's the best way to deal with life as well. External gratification is wonderful, and people telling you did a great job, that feels good. But if you rely on that, the second they take that away, you're left with nothing. Learn to give yourself the props that you deserve, because honestly, that's the only person that's going to be with you forever. Remember, there's no stat for saving someone's life, no matter how often you do it, and no matter how big of an impact it has on the game. So my advice is get used to praising yourself and your own performances, and not really listening to other people, because they won't know half the things you did to help make that win a win. Now, having said that, let's move on to the third way to be a better Guardian player in SMITE, and that is mess around with wards. Now, if you're a veteran player, you understand the significance and value of warding, but as a newer player or someone who's new to MOBAs, you may not know what wards are. Wards are things that allow you to see in spaces on your minimap on your top right where you typically wouldn't be able to see them unless you had a player or a minion in that area standing. Map awareness is a huge aspect of being a good Guardian, and if you have it, you are at a big advantage over the other team, or at least even with the other team if they're warding as well. So the reason I say mess around with wards is because wards cost money, so it means you're not going to be able to have as much gold to spend on your build as you normally would, so you'll have to maybe prioritize different items or think about how you're building a little differently. The other reason is because you're not exactly sure where to place them. There are a lot of different places you could place wards, although Gold Fury and Fire Giant are always safe bets, but typically if you have a lane that's being ganked or that needs some assistance, or maybe you've pushed past the towers and are onto the Phoenixes, you may want to place some wards into areas that you cannot see players coming so that you can anticipate if they're trying to gank you. Knowledge is power, and vision is knowledge. So if you have an idea that someone is trying to gank you but you don't know, maybe you play differently than if you are 100% sure you see that person coming through your jungle. Then you can set up an ambush. You could basically catch them off guard when they think they're catching you off guard, and that is very surprising, and you can often turn a fight around before it even starts. Come on, man, I know wards aren't sexy. They're not fun. I'm not looking to buy wards if I can buy another item, but the thing is, when you start practicing and messing around with them, you will start to understand the value, and you'll become more and more accustomed to placing them in the right places and really helping your team out with gaining a little bit more vision and awareness of what's going on the map. Alright, let's keep coasting through these tips. My number 4 way of how to be a better Guardian in SMITE is to learn how to peel, initiate, counter-initiate, and zone your enemies. Now, when I play a hunter and I have someone who's new at being a Guardian play on my team, these are pretty much the aspects that I find most Guardians lack initially, especially from the newer category of players. For older Guardians, this is more common knowledge and common sense, but I believe if you are trying to get better, learning how to do these things more efficiently will really improve your performance. Now, there are 2 aspects to this. Some Guardian characters, as in their kits, are going to be better at doing some of these things than others. That's why you need a balanced team composition. If your warrior is a fantastic initiator, say somebody like a Bologna, and she could do that job of initiation, maybe the Guardian is somebody like a Kepri, who's very good at peeling and supporting and, saving people, rather than somebody who's more initiation heavy like a Bacchus. If you pick a big initiation heavy Guardian like an Ares, your job is to find a character on the enemy team you believe you can pick off, and your team can finish after your initiation is over. That way, when you continue the team fight, you are up 5 to 4 members, and you can snowball that 1 kill into multiple kills. If you pick somebody like a Kepri, however, and it's very hard for you to initiate because they have a silence or a lot of CC on their enemy team, your job may be to counter-initiate, which may mean that once somebody gets going and is about to land or throw an ability, you pull them back. Maybe you root them before they're able to follow up onto an enemy, and you put them in a bad position position there, and you throw your number 2 Rising Dawn onto them, really reducing their ability to stay in the fight for a very long time, and of course, obviously saving your teammates with that special ult. Or it may mean that your teammate's trying to get away and someone is pursuing, and maybe jumping on them as Bacchus and knocking them up so that they can't get their ability off that might have finished your fleeing teammate. That would be an example of something we call peeling, allowing your teammates to get out of harm's way by kind of taking the brunt of the damage or disrupting the enemy team. Now, zoning is a little bit different, and it goes into my final way to be a better Guardian player in Smite. But the idea is that you're kind of saving / threatening the enemy team with your positioning and the potential of using your abilities so that you can either secure objectives or help someone to escape. And in many ways, the aspects of zoning tie into my 5th and last way to become a better Guardian player in Smite, and that is don't blow your load too early. Now, by blow, I mean use, and by load, I mean kit, and by too early, I mean too early, actually. So, in essence, just don't use your kit too early. Now, man, this is crushing a lot of Bacchus streams because I know people want to belly flop, burp, ult, and kill somebody immediately. But the truth is, there's a ton of value in threatening people with your abilities up. It's like this. If somebody's holding a gun to your head and they've got bullets in there, then you're scared. You will do whatever they want you to do, and you will respect them and not get too close or move too fast. But the second that gun is out of bullets, you're out of power. And the same thing really happens in Smite. If you're a Guardian and you have a very potent CC in your kit, such as a taunt like Athena has, or a freeze like Ymir has, if you basically put yourself in a position to where you are zoning the enemy team so that they do not want to get frozen, they're going to respect and space you out so that they are not getting caught by that deadly CC. But the second you jump into a fight and put your 3, then you use your 2, then you wall them off, and you pop into your ultimate, after you're done, if the fight isn't over, then you've got nothing in terms of peeling or supporting your teammates. Your basic attacks aren't going to do anything, so you really have to understand that sometimes saving your abilities and not blowing your kit too early will help you to have longevity in terms of supporting your teammates in a real team fight. Now, I know mages, assassins, and hunters try to 100 to 0 somebody, and so they're using their kit as much as possible, comboing every ability they can to get that kill. As a Guardian, sometimes saving your abilities are the best way to go. Now, our video is coming to an end, but I want to leave you guys with a couple of thoughts. One is that if you like this video, please leave a like, share, and comment down in the comment section below to let me know what you thought about it. And if you have any other tips for people who want to be a better Guardian, you can use this comment section kind of like a resource to not only say your opinion, but to hear the opinions of others and hear the advice of others who may know even more than me about how to achieve this common goal of becoming a better Guardian and overall a better Smite player. And if you like me and you want to support this type of content in the Smite community and my channel, feel free to subscribe. That's pretty much the best way to support me, so I do appreciate it for those who will, and I also salute my Guardian players out there. For you guys, it's not an easy road. I know it's kind of a thankless job and you don't get a lot of hype or praise, but I do want you to know that I appreciate you, and I hope that you find value in this video and continue striving to be the best you can be. As always, guys, my name is Raynday. Remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you guys next time.